and like tickle them.
I mean, not very much. I'm using my hands to do other stuff.
Am I just weird in that? That like if I'm just sitting at home by myself, and for whatever reason I'm just like I don't know, I'm like Al Bundy. I'm down there.
I just can't imagine the heat and stench that is just whoa, whoa, whoa. I mean, it must be awful.
Why do
then
you
you smell your hand, don't you?
Why do you say
smell
stench?
your hand, don't you?
I keep myself bathed.
You said you smelled musty. You had a unique scent. So you said yourself you said you stunk.
I smell like aged Old Spice.
That's awful. Did you know that your nose can remember 50,000 different scents, and women are better smellers than men?
Really? That doesn't surprise
Yep.
me. That women are better smellers than men. So like,
it doesn't surprise me that women are better everything than men.
Did you know that humans are the only animals with chins? Why is that so funny to me?
It is
Humans
funny.
are the only animals with chins.
No animal has everything. A dog's got a chin.
They don't have no chin.
They kind of have a chin, dude. They do.
They don't have dogs. Don't have
What do they
chins.
have then?
Dude, motherfucker, fight me. Dogs ain't got chins, dude.
Yes, they do.
Look.
I feel like a giraffe has a chin. A lion has a chin. What do you mean? They all have chins.
No. Dude, we're the only animals with chins, dude. Chin nuts.
Do you know that the tooth is the only part of the human body that can't repair itself?
Really? You know what?
Everything
I
else
like about I like about you keep bringing up the tooth is that it reminds me of like what is probably my favorite hip hop lyric of all time. You know what that is?
What?
It's Eazy-E. Left, right, now you're toothless. Damn me, you roofless.
That is a pretty good line.
That's a pretty good one. It's the best he's ever done. I'm not a huge Eazy-E fan, but rest in peace, my brother.
I like 50 Cent's one that says, if you live in a glass house, something. He's like, if you got a glass jaw, you better watch your mouth, 'cause I'll break your face, leave your ass running, have you stumbling to the Jake like Jesus coming.
Fitty.
Do you like Fitty, dude?
Not really.
You like old shit. You like fucking all the oldest shit that's old and super old.
know,
the oldest.
right? Yeah, I'm fucking pushing 40, bro. What do you expect?
You're getting so intoxicated. I can hear it. Like, because I think that alcohol is disgusting and evil.
Yeah.
I just know all the signs of it. Just the degrade of the human brain as you slowly slip into that.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Did you know, interesting fact, 50 Cent don't have a chin?
50 has a chin.
He don't have a chin at all.
I like this one,
He's like
too.
a dog.
A person will die from lack of sleep sooner than they will from starvation, which usually takes a few weeks. So you can survive for a few weeks without eating, but you will die from not sleeping before you will die from not being able to eat.
Dude, that reminds me of, remember when there was like that creepypasta going around and people like talking about the Russian no sleep experiment or whatever? It was showing those people like looking all gangly and shit from not sleeping for like a week. You remember that?
No.
Creepypasta? Do you know what creepypasta is?
No.
Creepypasta is like when people start some type of meme or some type of shit that's like that's not real, but a lot of people believe it and think it's like something super scary and shit. And then like a bunch of people, it's like Momo. Momo's creepypasta. Remember
Yeah,
Momo?
I never heard of it.
You don't know about Momo?
Bo, I'm not 100.
God, Dave. You're not 100, G?
No, I mean I'm 33.
Dave, you ain't got a chin, do you? You didn't have a chin last week when your face was fucking swollen up like a basketball.
Yeah, that sucked. You know, there's another interesting thing. Humans are the only animals to produce emotional tears.
Stop changing the subject. We're talking about Momo, Dave.
We're not talking about Momo. We're talking about...
How do you not know
like
about
a giraffe.
Momo?
A giraffe can't cry, bro.
A giraffe can cry. Look, I've watched Madagascar. A giraffe can cry, motherfucker.
That's a animated television show. It's sad to me that something, you know, if it's feeling sad, it can't cry, dude. You know how good it feels to just fucking cry real hard? Oh my God, it feels so good. I watch myself in the mirror. I'm just like, I just watch myself sob.
You want to know why a giraffe can't cry for real? You want to know why a giraffe can't cry for real? It's because their heads are so far up that the fucking tears that they drop when they hit you in the head, they put a hole in your scalp and knock you out.
I mean, it's feasible. They'd have to travel a long way. I just think the speed, I mean, it could do it. Hit terminal velocity, just splatter people when they land. Every one person in 20 has an extra rib, and they are often men.
Every one person in 20 has an extra rib?
Yep, and most often it's a man.
So that's people that God didn't use a rib to make Eve from.
Yep. It's also the elf that sprinkles marshmallows on cereal.
I wonder if those people are also people who are going to hell.
I don't know. I don't really believe in any of it that much. I mean, it's too much. It's too, I don't know. Like I said, there's a really cool video that Tupac talks about. It's tape number 6 of the Vibe interviews, the unreleased Vibe interviews, part number 6. But he was like, I just think, a long time ago, 2 really smart motherfuckers, came up with this idea how to control people. If you take away an O from good, it's God, and if you put a D onto evil, it's the devil. And that they just figured out a way to control people with religion. And I don't know.
They figured
I've tried
it out.
my best.
Yeah, because religion
I've thought about all of
the
them.
English language or anything.
I found out about them. I read about them and learned about them and tried as much as I could to feel it and do it and go and be a part of it. And I went there, but I just it's not enough. I don't feel I see all these people doing all this crazy stuff and being involved and following all these things and the way they sacrifice their life and all their things to do it. I mean, I don't see them as happy and doing anything and going to some special thing. I don't know. He was like, that was another thing that Tupac said, is like, that's what forces the ghetto kids and stuff to not believe in God, because, why does God need color windows to talk to me? Why does God need me to come, why can't God talk to me where he sent me, here in the ghetto, alone and awful, that's what makes him not believe in God. Why do you got to go to the church and have all this fancy stuff? He was talking about how churches take up 6-7 blocks in New York City, and that it's just, he's like, why ain't God letting them stay there? He was talking about the homeless people, why don't they let them live there? Why do they got gold ceilings, but there's homeless people sitting outside? Why is God not taking care of them? What does that mean? You know what I mean? It's clearly just like a human thing. Even when they do like benefits and helping and all this other stuff, like they don't do a whole lot of it. I mean, they get food that's given to them or donated to them, and they cook and they give them a meal or something. Like it's not a real thing. Like it's still happening. Like it's almost more of like, I don't know. I'm sure they make more money off of it than they even spend in giving the homeless a meal.
Yeah, maybe. I would say, speaking as somebody who used to be super involved in church and super involved with helping out the needy and things along those lines, yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, it's a mess. I will say this, it's a mess. As far as any type of nonprofit or church to get involved in, because it's really hard to help people without also hurting people. Because when you help people, I mean, on the outside, you looking in, I mean, if you don't really peel back the layers, it just looks like, oh, well, people come to you asking for help, you should help them. But really, poverty in America is a lot different than poverty in other places in the world. So when you think of poverty in the world, you might have some lady in the third world who her job is to fucking load bricks on her head back and forth all day for 14 hours a day so that she can maybe make a little bit of money that's able to feed her kid for the day. And that's what she does, day in, day out. Poverty in America is a little bit different. Poverty in America is not necessarily a lack of money or the ability to survive. It's more of a lack of skills or resources or access to transportation, things like that. So it's a little bit of a different story. So when people are poor in America, it's usually because of some type of circumstances, and usually those circumstances are easily overcomable. But when people
overcomable, I don't think overcomable is a thing. Continue.
Well, overcomable. Well, I made it as it's a word, right? But so people, even the poor in America, are richer than the poor everywhere else, right? So, unfortunately, when you're a nonprofit or a church and stuff like that, a lot of people who are coming in asking for help and things like that are people who are dealing with a lot of type of mental illness, whether that mental illness be drug abuse, whether that mental illness be any number of other actual mental illnesses. And when you're dealing with that, it's really hard because a lot of times these people go from church to church to church to church, getting handouts in different ways, and these organizations don't really communicate with each other. So really what you're doing a lot of times is you're actually doing more hurt than you are helping by offering these handouts to people and stuff, because really all you're doing is you're continuing to feed somebody's addiction for another day going forward, when really what this person needs is to get to the point to where they realize that there's no other way to turn other than to stop their addiction. I don't know. It's kind of deep.
No, I mean, I get it, but, like, that's still the thing. Like, they're not I mean, some people are, like, it happens, but it's very, I mean, the only way you hear about it is if people are recording it and showing you a video of, like, look what I did for this homeless person. It's not like, I mean, I don't know. It just seems like there's so many resources and so many things people that could do that don't, some of this stuff I don't understand why it costs money for them to do, like, or they do things like laws like protect trees and all these things, so you can't, like, why can't you just go cut down some trees and fucking make them into build log cabins out in the fucking forest for homeless people? Like, what's wrong with that? Can't be that hard.
Yeah, but homeless people wouldn't go live in log cabins out in the forest.
Why not? They could come up with their own shit.